Hey everyone, how's it going? Latest power creep. Sorry for the lack of videos lately. I've not been feeling very well and I've also been very busy with work, so that'll be why. But I'm gonna try and get some videos out for the next couple of weeks and then hopefully we'll be doing the case opening of VBT 010 Phantom Blaster Aeon. I was gonna do VBT 09 Butterfly Moonlight, but like a few others out there, I was one of the people, unfortunately, I got hit by the limited print. So, yeah, I couldn't get my case of that, unfortunately. But, as you can see from the title of this video, we're going to be doing the Silver Thorn deck profile. I did manage to get all of my Silver Thorn stuff that I wanted. And then I'll probably do a Harry deck profile at some point. But yeah, let's just get into this for now. So to start off, we run obviously 4 Venus Lucier. So this is the new grade 3 to come out of the deck. There is a lot of glare on there, I do apologize. But yeah, so basically she is kind of what we needed to bring the deck back to life. She's a really strong card. She gives 5k to the front row as long as the front row is full, which is very easy. And then discard one card, counterblast one, call cards to your front row. So very easy to do. And yeah, just a solid card. Gives 5k to everything in the front row. And then at the end of your turn, you can put all your rear guards into your soul and get an additional Excel gift. So that's pretty good as well. I kind of, I don't know, sometimes I go for Excel 1, sometimes I go for Excel 2, depends how the match is going. Uh, really, you just have to play around with the deck a bit and then you kind of figure out what you need at the time. Then we run 4 copies of the original Lucier. Let's see if I can fix this glare because it's a lot of glare. That should be a bit better, I think, for you. Yeah, so we still run this at 4. One of the best rear guards in the deck, for sure. She gains a lot of power, so 10k, and then you can beef her up even more, so she's a hard-hitting rear guard, but also her skill's not too bad either. You know, Counterblast 2 is heavy, and discard a card from your hand. So yeah, that's kind of rough. But considering we use the new grade 3 in combo with the new grade 2, which I'll show you in a moment, it's kind of almost similar. It's just we don't really get the extra Excel marker, but you still get your faux board. So really good card, really strong. You still need 4 of it for the deck. And then moving on from there, the last of the grade 3s I play. So obviously, one Dorian. Yeah, we can only play one, so obviously that's why. If we could play more, things might be a bit different. But yeah, still one of the best cards for the deck. Not as good as it used to be, but that's just because power creep happens. But yeah, really solid card. You just put all your rear guards into your soul, and then for every 2 cards, you get to draw a card. And then afterwards, you can, retire it. You have to retire it. And then if you have a grade 3 in your soul with Silver Thorn its card name, you can add that to your hand as well, so that's good. And then last of all, I play 1 Chimera. Only reason being is because I don't like the grade 2 counter charge. I forgot what its name is now. But yeah, I don't like it anyway. It's more situational. This, I can at least guarantee when I use it, I'm going to be counter charging that turn. And it also gains power, so that's good. And then you can also put a rear guard back into the soul if you need to. So, good card, but I only run it as a one-off. But I feel like that's enough, to be fair. I see it enough. And then moving on to the grade 2s. So, one of my favorite cards in the deck is for Lillian. Or Lillian. So yeah. Basically, it's a toolbox searcher. It can search for one of any card with Silverthorn in its card name, put it in the soul. So you can search for the restricted grade 3 if you want to, put that in the soul for later. Or if you need another combo piece, you can search that and put it in your soul. And then also it's just a massive beat stick, so it gains 10k if you've got 4 cards with different Silverthorn names in your soul. So yeah, good card. Toolbox searcher. It's probably my favourite card in the deck, not gonna lie. And then a bit of a controversial decision, but I run 4 of this card, so I've always butchered the name of this. I think it's Shida, something like that. Basically, when placed, put it in on the guard circle, put it into your soul, and if you have 4 more cards with different names of Silverthorn, you can give it plus 15k shield until the end of that battle, or one of your units gets 15k until the end of that battle. So basically it's a 15k guard in your hand. Yeah, I don't know what to say. If I take it down to 2, I don't see it enough. If I put it up to 3, I still see it, but I wish I had more, and then 4 is just perfect. So I'm just going to keep it at 4 for now. I know some people will probably disagree with that, but you kind of need it, because you don't really gain any hand advantage with this deck, even if you go Excel 2, because you're discarding cards for your grade 3 skill. So, and then some cards you just pure minus off. So yeah. And then 2 Rising Thorn Dragon just gains 10k if you call 2 or more cards from your soul. So it's literally just a beat stick, 19k, but again, you need beat sticks for the deck. Hit the numbers you want to. And then moving on to the last grade 2 of the deck, which I also play 2 of, is 2 Silverthorn Sylvia. So I know some people like to run 3 of this card, but I find 2 is perfect. 1 isn't enough, and I think 3 or 4 is overkill. This card is needed to work with the new Silverthorn Lucia Venus, because Lucia Venus can only call to the front row, and then this, for 1 counterblast, can call 2 cards from your soul to the back row. So she is needed for the deck, but once you have her in the soul, any extra copies of her you get in the hand or whatnot is kind of wasted. So yeah, you only need 2, and again, if you need to, you can put it in the soul with Lillian. But yeah, most of the time I get it in the soul when I need it anyway, so I don't normally have to do that, but it is something you can do if you want. Moving on to the grade 1s, we still run 4 Irina, so best grade 1 of the deck. Skill is, when placed, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 card from among them into your soul, and put 1 card from among them into the bottom of your deck. So you can use this to kind of stack the bottom of your deck if you want to do that. Seen some other deck profiles do that with the grade 1 bunny, but I don't run that in this deck. And then the main skill is, when rolled upon, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put any number of cards with Silverthorn in their card names into your soul, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you put 2 or more cards, draw a card. So it's one of the only ways in this deck we can actually plus. But to hand anyway. But yeah, it's a really strong card, and you'll normally find yourself winning if you get to ride this first. So it is a must-have in the deck, for sure. And then this one, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be keeping it this way. So this is the bit where you can kind of mess around with it. Right now, around 4 Romney. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm thinking about cutting this card down to 2. So just have 2 and then run 2 of the new, I think it's a rare card that basically so charges when it boosts and then it gets 5k. So I think I'll cut 2 of this and then have 2 of the other grade 1. But you still need this card in the deck because it can set up your soul. And if you're lucky enough, you'll just get everything you need, so you don't really have to do too much else after with the soul. So it is a really good card, but it is one of the things I'm thinking about cutting down to 2. But let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea or if something else should be cut. But that's just what's in my head right now as an idea. And then I do run 3 Breathing Dragon. I think everyone loves this card. It's a bit situational in when it comes up, but just by being in the back row, it does put on a lot of pressure, and it can just win you games if your opponent doesn't have anything to answer it. So, yeah, strong card. Just basically gets you out another attacker from your soul for a 1 counterblast. Not much more to say about that. You can also, like I did in one game last week, combo these 2 together. So once you boosted with something, whatever it is you boosted, put it in the soul, call out this, and then if you have the counterblast, you can use this, call 2 more cards. So yeah, really good, because this doesn't require, like, you can just call them anywhere. So yeah, you get 2 more attacks. Pretty good. But yeah, that's the grade 1s. And then again, for the next part of the deck here, bit situational. Obviously we run our 1 starter. Pretty typical. Just run 1 starter. And then I'm running 4 draw triggers. So I feel like right now, as much as I would like to try out the critical PGs, which do well against Excel clans especially, this is just a force heavy meta, so you kind of need to keep the draws in there for now, and then maybe when we start pushing towards an Excel heavy meta again, you can think about changing it for the crits if you want to, but I would definitely advise against them for now and just keeping the draw PGs because they are really necessary against force decks. And then next off, I play 4 of the Silver Thorn front. So I think it might be my sleeves that are causing the glare. I've got double sleeves on. But yeah, just 4 Silver Thorn front. Fronts are really good in the deck, especially if you hit them late game, because obviously then you've already got big numbers and this just makes it bigger. And if your opponent gets defensive, then at least your board's not going to suffer if you manage to hit one of these. You still have your basically same numbers swinging. And if they don't get defensive, then their whole hand just disappears, which is great. Or they just lose. Next is probably another one that people will disagree with, but I'm running 4 of the Silver Thorn crits. Mainly because it's got a Silver Thorn name, but also crits win games. And I feel like when I tried it out with 8 front, as great as having 8 front is, it isn't enough, because if your opponent figures out you're playing 8 front, then they know they can just take the fat attacks and just eat them and just take the vanguard without any worries and so forth. So the crit gives back some of the pressure that you lose, and then also a crit can complement a front trigger really well. So if you hit front and hit a crit, then you're pretty much laughing at that point. But crits win games. The other day I got a heal and a crit, put it on the grade 3 Lukier, and then my opponent couldn't answer it because he was on 4 damage, so if he had took it, he would have lost. But to guard it meant wiping out his whole hand, and then he couldn't guard the other attacks. So it just won me the game. So yeah, I really do think crits still have a place in the deck. And then obviously to end it off, 4 heal. You can play a new heal if you want, it doesn't make a difference. Unfortunately, we don't have a heal with Silver Thorn in its card name, but then even if we did, I'm not sure that would be a good thing. We'd probably still run just the regular ones, but yeah, I just had 4 of these already, so that's what I use. Just a nice balanced trigger lineup. Again, you can mess around with it if you want. If you want to go heavy crit, you can. If you want to go, what's he call it? Heavy front, you can. And then obviously we just got a quick shield. Yeah, Pale Moon one, and then got our Excel 2s. Normally use these if I'm falling behind, whereas if I'm ahead in the game, I'll normally go for the Excel 1s. So it does just depend on the matchup. Obviously, this is more power, more aggression. And these will win you a game, for sure. Whereas these, not so much power, but if you're losing, they can help you come back. If you need to dig out certain cards from your deck, these will help with that as well. So it really just depends on the matchup. But I do like to try and go Excel 1 as much as possible, just because again it's a front heavy meta. I normally face a front heavy meta, force heavy meta, and I normally face a lot of force clans. I think last week all I played against was force clans and then one Excel clan, which was Gauntlet Buster. But I won all my games. The deck's solid, really. I mean, I've played against Messiah, played against Overlord, some other top decks of the format, Grand Blue, and I've won games against them, I've lost games against them, and then also against the older Force clans. This deck kind of just stomps them at this point, so it can compete against almost anything, I would say, for the most part. So yeah, great deck, really strong, and that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I'll try and get the Harry deck profile out at some point, but that's going to be it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them the best I can. Because I've been playing Pale Moon for a long time now, so I feel like I know at least a decent amount about the deck and about the clan. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.